Accession. When forces like moving water add to property. Imagine a stream that bounds one side of several properties. As the stream moves, it takes small amounts of land in the form of dirt, soot, and soil, parentheses called alluvium, end parentheses, and deposits it slightly downstream, parentheses called alluvium deposits, end parentheses, on another property. The property receiving the additional land is increasing in size. The owner of that growing property is gaining property by accession. Accession is when forces, like moving water, add to a property. Related words: avulsion, erosion, alluvium, accretion, reliction. Equity buildup. Growing ownership of real property over time. Equity is the difference between the value of a property and the amount of any loans on the property. Equity buildup is the increasing of equity over time. Equity buildup can happen one of two ways or both. One way is that over time, payments on loans reduce the value of the loans on a property. Another way is that inflationary or demand forces cause the value of the property to increase. Equity buildup is the increasing of equity value, which is the difference between the value of the property and any loans on the property over time. Equity buildup is one of the reasons real estate is such a good investment. Remember that taxes are not paid on the equity buildup until the property is sold, and under a 1031 exchange, those taxes can be put off even longer. Equity buildup is growing ownership of real property over time. Client, person who employs a broker. A client is another name for a customer of a broker. Within the agency relationship, the client is the principal and the broker is the agent. A client will typically either be the seller or the buyer, and therefore would hire the broker as a seller's agent or the buyer's agent. Another name for the seller's agent is the listing agent. A client is the person who employs a broker. Synonyms: principal, related words, agency, listing. Front foot, property's length along the street. The front foot is often called street frontage. It is definitely more valuable for commercial properties, especially retail properties. For a retail property, the more exposure to traffic or the street, the better the potential sales. The reverse might be true for a residential property. Oftentimes, the more secluded a residential property is, or away from the street, the more attractive it is. Front foot is the length of the property, measured most likely in feet, that runs along the street. Related words: corner influence. Effective age. Actual age minus improvement age plus wear age. Effective age of a real property takes into account the real age of the property in years from the time it was built until now, minus any years due to improvements, parentheses, because improvements, quote-unquote, effectively make a property younger, end parentheses, plus wear age, spelled W-A-R-E, which are circumstances or reasons why a property may be aging more rapidly. A termite infestation, for example. The result of this formula produces an effective age of a property. Emblements. Crops grown on real property to be sold. Mr. Farmer rents a plot of real property to grow orange trees so he can sell the oranges at market. The oranges are emblements. The orange trees are real property because they are attached to the land. Once the oranges are picked, they become personal property. If the oranges were grown naturally, they would be called fructus naturalis. But since the trees were planted with the purpose to sell the oranges are fructus industrialis. Emblements is the name of crops grown on real property for the purpose of being sold. Encumbrance. Interest in real property by someone other than the owner. There are two types of encumbrances, money encumbrances and non-money encumbrances. Then there is a further distinction of voluntary encumbrances and involuntary encumbrances. A mortgage or a trust deed are voluntary money encumbrances. Liens, judgments, attachments, and tax liens are involuntary money encumbrances. Non-money encumbrances include easements, restrictions, and encroachments. Because real property has value, it is always at risk of being used by another. Encumbrance is a word to describe the interests of someone other than the owner in real property. Easement by prescription. Created by conditions and uninterrupted use for 5 years. An easement is the right to use land owned by someone else. An easement has a dominant tenement who benefits from the easement and a servient tenement who bears the burden of the easement. Types of easement include express grant easement, express reservation easement, implied grant easement, implied reservation easement, easement by necessity, easement by prescription, and easement in gross. An easement by necessity is created by landlocked property. An easement in gross is the right to use a path across several adjoining properties. An easement by prescription is taken by continuous and uninterrupted use by a single party and for a period of at least 5 years. An easement by prescription is similar to acquiring ownership by adverse prescription, except that acquiring ownership by prescription additionally requires that the owner be confronted and that property taxes be paid during the 5-year period. An easement by prescription means that because another owner needed and used access across another's land, the easement was established and remains. Easement in gross. Right-of-way across the adjoining land of several owners. An easement is the right to use land owned by someone else. An easement by necessity is necessary to reach a landlocked property. An easement by prescription is taken by continuous and uninterrupted use by a single party for a period of at least 5 years. An easement has a dominant tenement who benefits from the easement and a servient tenement who bears the burden of the easement. An easement in gross is the right to use a path across several adjoining properties. Think of a utility's water lines that have to pass through a right-of-way across several or many adjoining properties. California Land Title Association, CLTA. Standard Title Insurance Policy. There are two types of insurance policies. There are two types of title insurance policies. There is the California Land Title Association, CLTA, quote, standard, end quote, policy, and there is the American Land Title Association, ALTA, quote, extended coverage, end quote, policy. The standard policy insures matters of record, forgery, impersonation, non-legal competent party, non-intent to convey title, losses due to federal estate tax lien, and expenses incurred in defending a title. The standard policy does not insure hidden title defects, unrecorded easements and liens, unrecorded rights or claims of persons in physical possession of the land. unrecorded rights or claims not discoverable by physical inspection, mining claims, reservations in patents or water rights, and zoning ordinances. The extended policy covers additional items including unrecorded rights or claims of persons in physical possession of the land, reservations and patents, and unmarketability of title. Synonyms: standard policy. Antonyms: extended coverage policy.